Hello and welcome to the Every Other Saturday podcast for a brand new episode this week, where it's not going to be a positive episode, sadly. And this is probably the first time we've done a podcast like it. Where we have to deal with definitely a league result anyway. Bombed out of Europe, beat 4-2 on aggregate off Malmö since the last time we came on the podcast. So we'll talk about what's currently going on at Ibrox. It just seems a different team to what it was last season. And then obviously we'll look to that Dunfermline game, which we'll hopefully get a reaction from the past few bad results on Friday. So stay tuned for all that coming up. And if you do like the podcast, as always, if you could subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're one off 200 subscribers on YouTube, so one person. And then if you're listening elsewhere, please share about and continue to support us. That'd be much appreciated. So I don't even really know where to start now, because I was planning when I was going to talk about the Dundee United game first, but obviously the Dundee United game's long gone, so we'll brush over that as we go on. But last night, Malmö, the stage was set, 50,000 Rangers fans in there. The message was clear for Steven Gerrard: let's get behind the team, we need the fans to turn up. We were all hoping the team would then turn up, which they did for 20 minutes of a game, and then just completely fell apart. Sum up your thoughts, just not even just in the hole. Aye, let's go for it, just in the hole.
The disappointment, obviously, mate. One part of Rangers turned up last night, and the fans turned up full vocal, full voice. It felt like one of these special nights, and then obviously, I just like Jim, mate, as I tweeted, like Jim for American Pie, we blew it.
Right.
Blew a load in 20 minutes. So I mean, they announced that stupid kit. I said to you, this better not be like the last time with St Mirren, where we played in the retro kit and we lost. Turned out to be. I can't believe it, to be honest with you. I really thought we would turn this around and be going through, but it's Europa League for us. Very nice, Kazakhstan.
That's the most disappointing thing about the full night for me, is Malmö were there for the beating on both occasions. You could say the away leg, we were thin on the squad numbers we had available and stuff like that. We had Aribo, Hadji, Morelos weren't there, so it was going to be tough. But you still thought throughout the first half of the first leg, we were good enough to then go and nab a goal or something like that. And then just a pure manic 10 minutes turned the tie completely on its head, and we get a goal at the end. You're thinking, right, Ibrox next week, full capacity. It's going to be rocking. Get behind the players, which, don't get me wrong, the team done, set out the game plan. They done well for the first half an hour of the game. Got the goal, but then as soon as they get the goal, it just seemed like they took the foot off the gas. Malmö came into it, and it seemed like every single time they were going forward, they were going to do something. And that frightens me a bit, because you think about how well we were defensively last season, how this is like a record-breaking defence for us for last season, and just to watch what they've turned into in the space of a couple of games under a small bit of pressure, it worries me, because if better teams come, what are they going to do to us? So that was concerning for me in the first half anyway, where they came back into it. Then they get a red card, and you're thinking, right, possibly the best half we could have asked for going into this game. 1-0 up, the tie's level, they're down a man, come back out in the second half and just batter them. We know we're capable of it. That's the thing. We know we've done it so many times. We've beat so many better teams in Europe. And it feels like such a missed opportunity tonight, especially with Ludogorets going through for the playoff round. We probably wouldn't have had an easier route into the Champions League, in my opinion. And that's disappointing. Came out in the second half. What did Gerrard say to the team? Was he just like, right, see Malmö in the first leg, do that again in the second half. Just do the exact same thing. We were defending like we didn't have any idea what to do. We had no idea what to do attacking. As soon as the 2 goals went in, every single player's head went down. You're looking for your leader, James Tavernier, on the pitch. Head went completely down. Not vocal enough. Like, the players were rushing stuff. Like, they just had no idea what to do going forward. And again, that worries me, because for the opening day of the season, really, we haven't created enough to score goals. And again, last night we get the one for Morelos. That was the only thing Kent done the full night, was cross the ball in for Morelos, and he scored. And that was that. The 2 goals, again, laughable for a defensive standpoint. Like, how has this guy just been let in free shot in the box. Balogun should be doing better for getting tight of the player. Barisic is fucking nowhere. Always down his fucking side and all. He had a fucking shocker last night. Just, I'd get him out of the team now. Just get him out of the team. And then the second goal they scored again, laughable. In for a fucking throw in. There's 4 men tracking the throw in, and Balogun's had to deal with the striker, turns him, goal. I literally have no idea what's happened to us.
I mean, it was quite concerning, I thought, anyway. It's just at the start of the game, it's a bit like the Dundee game where Dundee straight away, I think it was like in the first minute or something, they had like two chances or what have you already, and then the same happened there. As you said about Barisic, I said, I honestly, see if we need money, get Tim to fuck. I'm serious, I've had enough of that boy. He can't defend. You're lovely crossing the ball in. That's about it. My boy Calvin Bassey is sitting there, man, and he can do both. He can go forth and he can actually defend and do what he has to do. Hollander in the first leg had to cover 2 shifts. I hope he get paid for Barisic and all for that. How was Hollander dropped? I want to know why. Supposedly, what was it Steven Gerrard was saying after the game last week? What's a Champions League level defender and all that? So you drop him for a big game? Are you serious?
My opinion on that one, but as soon as I seen the team come out, I didn't think Balogun would have played. But then I have confidence in Balogun because he's been mostly our European starting centre half. Believe it or not, he's played a lot of European games for us. And usually when he plays, that means we're going to go after the team. We need that extra bit of pace at the back line. But then I think the whole thing with Hollander slow is an absolute myth. If Hollander is fit, regardless of who we're playing, we play Hollander and Goldson. Just see the tinkering with the back line all the time. Although I understand Bassey coming in sometimes for different games. If Barisic is poor currently, I would play Bassey in the next game. But your back four has to be settled, in my opinion. You need to pick your best back four for every game going forward. And that might be harsh to somebody like Calvin Bassey at times, Patterson, but you need to go with the best back four, in my opinion, to go and win any game. And Hollander sitting on the bench, known for a fact he's our best defender at the moment. It's just, what a stupid decision that is.
I don't understand it. And the thing I'm also annoyed with it well is stop rotating the keeper and all. See unless it's a cup games, give me a on them. I've had enough of that. But last night's game, man, as you say, Morelos came out, Morelos turned up. I don't ever want to hear anybody disrespect my boy. He turned up, he got the goal. For me, he was fantastic. He was trying things, even when Sakala came on and all, I thought the two of them played all right with each other. Sakala was unlucky with a shot as well in the second half, but Barisic, man, I've had enough of this guy, as I keep saying. All the attack comes down for it's come for the left in the first half, in the second half it's the left again, so I've had enough with that, man. The middle of the park, I just want to thank UEFA. You suspended probably one of our best midfielders because he was racially abused. So
it's unbelievable how we have actually come off worse in that full situation. Look, we've lost Roof, who could have been an impact last night. Kamara is made for this level, and we lost him as well. It's just laughable, isn't it?
That's the one that hurts the most, because say we get a bid for him and we can't turn it down. To me, it's the what I've questioned. You know what I mean? It's disgusting. He was. It's obviously we've been in it, but man, that to me it's just disgusting. But obviously, last night I don't even know what happened. I was calling for Hadji to come on. Hadji comes on. I thought
the whole thing with Hadji as well is because where I sit, I'm watching the players warming up. Hadji looks sharp. He looks like he's ready to go, in my opinion. He comes on the park and why are we just crossing balls into the box when we've got Sakala, Morelos, all these players that we know height. Obviously Morelos is physical, but he's not going to win every fucking header against that Malmö captain. By the way, he had a cracking game. They're a tough nut to fucking crack. And we kept on just doing the exact same thing. That's what drove me insane. Literally just pass it into the middle, pass it back out to the wide, trying to cross in, it gets blocked, try the other way. The other way. It's just...
That's my problem. As I say, look at the game last week. Davo just has a shot and it goes in. This is the thing that annoys me about the team. It's the same all the fucking time. Stop trying to walk the ball into the net. It's not going to happen. Somebody have a shot. Look what happens when a Hadji or a Davo has a shot, they go in. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, that guy did. I thought their defence was good. Obviously, there was the chance in the first half with Morelos potentially to get the second. Good defending, I thought, for Malmö. What, 9 times out of 10 that goes in the net for Alfredo. But Honestly, I can't. Kent and all for me as well, man. Stop with your wee fancy dribbles all the time, mate. It works, but see right now,
Nah,
you're going to be a dick, going to put the ball in the box or do something. Instead of look at me, I've got quick feet. Do
I
you know,
know
I just
that let him
sometimes
down.
this is me off, man. But as you say, mate, it was a massive loss for us. I don't think Kazakhstan. Yeah, I can't believe we're
Aye,
going to.
Alash
That's
Ker
the
or
bit.
Kairat with it to be dealt with now. So we'll see
That's
who wins that later on.
obviously we're still going to be in Europe, which is important. But I think something I would like to say as well is see some of the reactions that you're seeing after the game last night and all, like people saying, "Oh, Gerard out," or
Aye,
all this kind of stuff. You're having a laugh, to be honest with you, because I'm much rather be fighting to try and get Champions League football than be playing Dunfermline on, do you know what I mean, during the week or something in a cup, in a fucking group stage sort of tie. You can go off with that. Where we are is we're massively improved. We are where we should be, but I just think for some people last night, you know what I mean. To me, it was a bit of overreaction for some people. I know the heart that we're all feeling for not getting Champions League football and what it would have meant for us in terms of financially, but also as fans to finally be back in the Champions League. I do think some people just need to remember where we have come from to where we are now, and it's such a massive improvement. We're still going to be in Europe. If there's a chance to sell Barisic, let's sell him. I've had enough of that, guys. I keep saying, but no, man, I just like, people calling for Gerard out and all that. Wait, what are you smoking?
no. But it's just
What are you smoking?
Gerard's handed us the best season before this, but everybody, including myself, has to remember that was last season. That was a great memory to look back on. It was a great season, but this is this season now. We can't hold on to what we had last year. We need to keep moving forward and improving. And I felt that Champions League was the natural step to that, getting into a bigger European competition and stuff like that. But I just don't feel the team, and it showed last night, isn't equipped to this level yet. And that worries me as well because our transfer business this season hasn't been good enough. We've brought in Sakala, obviously. I'm excited by him. Excited to see more about him. Lundstrom, just he's not at the level at Champions League anyway. And we've brought two of the guys on in freebies. Jack Simpson free, Scott Wright free, and then Namdi Offerbor free. You need to spend money at this level to get Champions League quality players to be able to improve your team, and it just doesn't went backwards in my opinion at the moment. We look like a team we were 2 years ago. It looks like the last season was just a complete myth. Like what was that? Defense looks shocking. We have no ideas going forward, and it's frightening at the moment. And I just don't feel like the board are best prepared for what we had to come up. They just sort of thought our team was good enough to go and beat MD, and I don't like the arrogance that's coming for maybe upstairs at the moment. Maybe with some fans like, right, oh, we're Rangers, we're going to just go and beat, we'll score 3 against these. So people were thinking
That's
too
what I
far
said.
ahead, like in the playoffs before we'd even played Malmo, for instance.
But that's what I said, previewing, well, building up for the Dundee United game. Don't just expect us to go there and turn them over. They're going to give you a good game. So I could agree with that. Obviously, they're looking at that Dutch boy. Forgot his name at the top of my head.
Veerman, that's just been going on and on. I feel like if we made the Champions League group stages, he would have been in, but I can't see that happening anymore if we don't sell any players.
No, I agree with what you say with it in terms of the business that has been done. I do think, somebody like Sakala for free, I think that's a fantastic bit of business, but we do need to buy players if we want to go to that next level. If we want to be Champions League again, we have to bring in players. We have to not be afraid of spending cash. 100%. But at the same time, I do agree that, if Connor Goldson doesn't want to sign the contract, well, let's look at just letting him go then, because
I know, because you need to have players committing to it, and it's obviously not doing any joy for him. You can see he looks lost out there to what he was. He was a real leader last year, and he just looks like he's got a mistake in him every 2 seconds now. And I don't know if that's that contract offer playing in his head. Just either sign the contract and commit, or we'll look at other stuff.
I don't know. I know everyone's saying about the whole, do you know what I mean? Because now fans are back a bit heavy. But I don't know. Maybe the guy needs I don't want to say he needs a break. He doesn't need a break, but I don't know what it is for him. Maybe that contract thing is looking in the back of his head. But that's what I'm saying. You can't have players like that. Everyone has to be fully committed to making this club better and continues to progress. As Gerard said, once we won the league. we want more now.
No.
So we need to spend the money a bit and bring in some more quality. As I say, we can't be relying on players like Scott Arfield in the Champions League now. I'm sorry, I know the thing with Scott. I love him. He's been fantastic for the club. But seriously,
Aye.
come on, let's bring in some top quality.
Looking through the squad last night, McGregor, obviously, you can't fault him for the 2 goals. He saves us
Oh,
every fucking
time
and time again. You can't fault him for the 2 goals. The defending's poor. Tavernier last night was
okay.
He was poor. Like, for my captain, for what I know he can be performing like that, with his heat down and all that, I don't like that, and I don't like all the Tavernier sort of brigade coming out again, getting on his back. Goldson was poor. Like, he's in that defence for a reason, to be the cool head, to be the leader. And he wasn't that last night. Balogun, I didn't feel was too bad up until the 2 goals. He dealt with everything, but he could be doing better with the 2 goals, definitely.
No, he went down with a nasty wee fall. I think it was the second half. I think he sort of twisted his ankle a bit. That did look a bit nasty. So, no making hang me for him, but I do think I'm the same as you, mate. I'm not going to. There's some Rangers fans, there's some people that just love to just give Tav abuse or that, you know. I think it's lads are having. I don't know what's going on with him, but I'm still going to back him. I'll back him up to the house, you know.
Exactly.
It's just for me, man. Like, some of the people I just think love giving that boy abuse. I don't know why, but man's been fantastic for the club, what he's done. But like you're saying, we're all hurting for last night, of course, but I do think they need to start bucking up their ideas, and I do think Tav needs to be dropped for the next game. I think Barisic needs to be dropped for the next game. And Hollander, that's the big one for me last night. Why was Hollander not playing? I know he's just saying when Balogun plays, usually more attacking, we're going for it. But their goals, honestly.
But then, do they goals happen if Hollander's on the pitch? That's the big question you've got to ask yourself now. And why did Steven Gerrard put himself into that position where obviously Hollander's a top defender. He's better than Balogun. We're weaker with Balogun in defence. So I just don't understand because we've played well for the past 2 games, and Hollander's probably been a standout for us in defence. Why drop him for your biggest game? This is probably the biggest game we had in years, obviously, Champions League qualification again. I just don't understand that. Barisic, I agree with you. I would play Bassey and Patterson in the Cup. The midfield area, Arfield is he's not at the level anymore. He just goes hiding.
Aye. I just don't, that's what I've said. I'm sorry now, we're trying to progress. For what we were progressing towards, we've done it now. Arfield was perfect for it. Now we're trying to go to the next level. As you're saying, we do need to spend the cash. And I just feel, why are the board scared to spend the dollar? Spend it.
Genuinely, all the board I feel we're looking at was, right, if we get into the Champions League here, we get a good chunk of money. We can then reinvest that in the squad, which meant we didn't have to sell any players to make money. So it's going to come down to the fact now that we're going to need to sell players, and it's going to be sad to see our players go. But I feel that Morelos' ambitions of playing the Champions League are now over. At Rangers, he might want to go and seek something else, and obviously that hurts a lot of people, because last night he was the only fucking player in the park to actually have a bit about him. Led for the front, he was strong. I thought Aribo is just not a centre midfielder for me. No. See, if he wasn't playing there, he'd be great, but he was all right, but you can see he's at the level as well to playing at the Champions League, but he's not a centre midfielder. He's wasted there. Better a left back, probably.
Better left back than Barisic, honestly.
But then Barisic wasn't the only one last night. Ryan Kent was just as bad. Like, he was absolutely woeful.
No, it's not just the one player. And I don't mean to keep saying that out. Barisic is just, it's time and time again with him, man. If he does the defending a bit better, man. But as you're saying, Ryan Kent as well didn't turn up. It's the constant dribbles that just annoy me. But I know you can do it, and you're very well good at it, mate. But can you put your head up and look to make the pass or have a fucking shot?
Ryan Kent was the one I noticed last night. His head just went completely down. Like, see when he starts doing that stuff where he checks back and then he tries to get a cross in that hits the first man, or he takes a shot and it just goes over the bar. He's not doing himself any favours with that, because some of the fucking grumbles I heard behind me in the stadium were fucking shocking about him. We all know he's a fucking quality player, but see when he's not doing it on the park. Like, that's the problem. He's far too inconsistent at times. Like, we've seen it last season. We've had the same discussion for about 3 years now. Like, we'll drop Kent at the time. Jordan Jones, play him. He always has these spells.
So what me and you're basically saying is that we're going to have to wait until the 29th of this month for Ryan Kent to turn up?
I honestly wouldn't surprise me, you'll get your best game out of him probably then. Obviously, it's a big game to play in. Like, you want your best players to play well, but up until that, I don't want you to perform mediocre and then just show up in the big games. Like, he's done that for his time at Rangers, I think.
Absolutely, and that's my problem with him as well, man. Is come on, you've got to show that you can play the full season well. For me, staying inconsistent does go hiding sometimes. Davo last night as well. I thought Davo's another one, man. Just turns up in every game he plays.
For him, he was a real leader
on and off the park, man. Leader on and off the park.
He provided so much for us last night again, but it wasn't enough. His goal could have been vital for last week, but if you're watching him in the park, he was demanding the ball. He was trying to make stuff happen, and at the age of 36, he was chasing every fucking ball in the middle of the park and that. So I respected probably Davis and Morelos last night. They were the only two really that done it for me. And then off the bench, Sakala, I feel like that's massive pressure to put on that guy so early in his Rangers career. Although we need him to come on and make a difference, which I feel like he did last week, and he provided something a bit different. But the way we weren't creating anything. Like, it was left to himself to create his own chances, which I feel is unfair on him. And a packed Ibrox, you know what some Rangers fans are like, they'll get on his back straight away. And I just don't want that to happen, because I feel like he's going to be a good player for us. And then who's the other substitution? Hadji, just the same. Like, why bring him on if we're not going to give him the ball to try and create anything? We're just going to cross the ball into the box to nobody. And the man I feel the most sorry for watching warm up for 20 minutes in the touchline was Cedric Itten. I'm like, he must be looking at that. Every ball we're putting into the box, and he's like, right, I could get on the end of some of these. Deflects off somebody, goes in, whatever. You're at 75, 80 minutes. Balogun's on the park, Golson's in the park. You still got a fucking back four on. Take one of them off. You got nothing to lose anymore. You need to go and win the game. Bring Cedric Itten on. I felt really sorry for him sitting warming up there for 20 minutes, not even getting a look in. And that just boils down to the whole game. Like, just had nothing.
As I say, mate, see when you do look at the bench, apart from the two that came on, he is the one guy that I'm thinking to myself, you've got to just be like, am I a fucking mug? Do you know what I mean? Because this guy has had a fantastic pre-season, and then when he's come on, he's put a shift in, and as you're saying, balls are getting whipped in. Every time, as I keep saying, every time we either bring him off or he's no on, they're just doing it, and it's like when he's on, they don't do it at all. Whip the ball to the boy, you know what I mean? He's a tall lad. I thought when Sakala did come on, I mean, he was unlucky with that shot. Keeper got fingertips on it, but as you're saying, see when you do look at the bench, apart from those three, who else is there? Simpson.
You've got Lundstrom in the part and stuff like that. It's just the bench wasn't good enough, and then it's just hurt us. They two suspensions to Roof and Kamara have totally hurt us, man, and it's just that's annoying because of the whole game that it happened in. It shouldn't have been banned.
Obviously, the Roof one, I'm not too bothered with that one, obviously, but it's the Kamara one that really pisses me off, man. That one just boils my blood. I can't believe he was suspended. He just really annoys us, man.
No.
I mean, you look at the performances from obviously last night and then the weekend as well, man. Like,
if you want to touch on the weekend a wee bit now in Dundee United, it's the exact same sort of situation where they just weren't good enough.
Exactly, but first thing I will say about that game is Charlie McGrew should have had a red card. That where him and Morelos, he was last man. He put him, that to me was a red, but no taking away. I think Dundee were perfect in what they did. Really got it is. Obviously, the goal was a bit lucky. Obviously,
again, it's preventable.
Aye, absolutely. But the thing that pissed me off the most was the fact that Tavernier and Lundstrom just watched it. They just slowed down and watched it. So that's it. That annoyed his man, but I thought fair play to Dundee. To be honest with you, mate, I'm over it now. To be honest, as I said to you,
I'm over it.
As I said to you at the time, I'd rather lose a game at early doors than lose a game at the end of the season when it's so important that we win. At the end of the day, the main thing is to win the league title again. So, in regards to obviously that, I'm bothered and I'm annoyed with it. I just feel I don't know what's going on. I would love to be a fly in the wall and find out what's going on, because it seems like there's clearly something going on behind the scenes that's clearly preventing the team. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's contract, people wanting more money, or whoever. But it's just I don't know what's happened to this team, man. Especially defensively.
Nah, no.
You think how solid they were, and now it's like, come on.
It's just you look at the goals that were conceded.
Knocks the mic down.
And knocked the mic down. I know you see the goals that were conceded over the past week. The two at Malmö were laughable. The two last night were laughable. Again, the one at Dundee United are laughable. We don't concede anything that you're right, fair enough. That was a good goal of that. It's mistake after mistake after bad defending. It's just, that's the thing that most annoys me.
And that's what gets me questioning. I go, where's my boy Nico? Where's my boy Katic?
Still not ready, I don't think.
He's not ready, but Barisic is ready.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, Barisic is that's what I'm on about. He's thrown people like Kimar on, and that, as I said, with that Livingston game, that game was really disrespectful for me. He said it, like, throw him on. Guys had a full pre-season. You're just going to put Kimar on because he can't play Champions League. But who knows? I want the team, man. I'll always back them. I'm just hoping for some changes for the game on Friday. I want Tav dropped, and I want Barisic dropped. I'd like to see Stephen Kelly come into the side as well, maybe alongside Devo. Maybe he might give Devo a break. To be honest with you, Devo looks like one of the only ones in the team who could probably play the full season, every game. And that's remarkable, I think, at his age. So he'll probably rotate the keepers again, to be honest. Maybe McCrory or something, you know?
Nah, getting into the Dunfermline game now, I don't want to rotate the keeper. I would rather McGregor stay in goals, because I feel like I'm more comfortable with him at the back. Patterson, I feel, has to play as well. It'll be Goldson and Hollander, I would believe it, in the back. Left back will be Calvin Bassey. I'd love to see Stephen Kelly in there. Like, why not give the young guy a chance? He'll look good every single time I've seen him. So stick him in there against Dunfermline and see how he can do. I think the rest of the midfield, Kamara, Lundstrom, I think, might play. Just obviously Kamara didn't play the other night. Lundstrom was on the bench. Still, I'm not completely geared up on Lundstrom after 2 games. I just feel that he needs more games in with a midfield that's going to help and benefit him. I just feel that with Arfield and Davis playing the midfield with him, they're just too similar, and we don't get anything from it. So maybe they 3 in midfield, and then up front, Scott Wright last night was all right. He struggled a wee bit. I don't know if he'll play again. Hadji, I would like to see back in there starting. I feel like Ryan Kent has to take a spell on the bench as well now. On the left, that's right, Hadji, Sakala. Maybe Morelos plays, puts Sakala out wide. I just want to see more faces starting instead of your Kent, Barisic, Tavernier, although he's a captain. I feel like he has to take a seat for Patterson at the moment.
But how many times, as I say, have we said that about some of these players? But we know Gerrard will play them. We just know he'll play them, especially Connor Goldson or Ryan Kent. When they've had a bad game and it looks like they maybe need a spell out of the team, he'll still play them. So who knows? But I would like to see some of the young guys maybe look at this situation now and going, right, this is my chance to maybe make my stamp in this team and make sure that I'm not dropped and put the performance in. I'd like to see someone like Kelly be like that, and Patterson as well. As I said, many times you are watching those kind of games, maybe, and you're thinking to yourself, right, see what, just bring Tav off, bring him on, Patterson with that energy that he's got. It's going to affect everyone. Maybe the place will get hanged up again, who knows. But I want to see Patterson play. There's no excuse now for me with him. If Tav's having a bad game, you drop him. There's no excuse anymore. Well, it's either Lee Hodgson or, do you know what I mean? No, we've got Patterson now. We've got somebody who can come on and put a shift in. So in that regards, I say, mate, there's no excuse.
Watching the press conference actually for Gerrard last night, he said he's going to pick a good enough team to obviously progress in the cup. That's the big thing now. We've got to forget about Malmö. We've done our talking. The game's happened. We're out. Now it's back to the cup, and you can remember how badly we performed in the cups last year. So this is now a big statement for players. As Gerard said, he's only pick a good enough side with a bit of rotation in it. So for players that maybe not in the plans to start every game, to go and make their mark at Ibrox as well, full crowd, you shouldn't have any problem. But we said that last night as well. But we're against Dunfermline. I'm fully expecting us to go out here, put a good performance in. We need to get a few goals. We need to create more. We need to keep the back doors shut. And then hopefully a win can then send us on our way to then whoever we play next Thursday after that, get a victory there, because that's, again, now the priority. We didn't want to be in the position where we're in with Europa League, but the reality is we need to make Europa League now to get cash back into the club. 12 to 15 million for reaching the group stages is going to be massive for us. So to beat either one of these two sides, we need to get the job done at Ibrox first and then head over wherever we're going the week after, and then we've got the Old Firm game on Sunday after that round trip. So this is going to test the squad this next few weeks, definitely, to see where they're bottling their mentalities at, and I'm looking forward to see it. I'm hoping we bounce back for 3 results that have been poor. It's not in the plan to lose 3 games in a row. We lost 4 games the full of last season, and we've already lost 3, and we've only played 4 games this season. It's just not good enough.
It's not good enough at all, mate. And it's, as you say, obviously this game's massive in terms of morale for the squad. So I just want a good performance, as we're saying. Just go out there and make sure you put a shift in, a proper shift in, and get a couple of goals, as you say. We're at home, so I don't want to hear anything. We're no away, it's at home. I would like to see 3 or 4 goals, as I say again. Again, if he rotates the team, I'd love to see some of the young lads just put a stamp on the team and make it hard for him and make the decisions. Already is probably hard for him. As I say, when I watched his press thing this morning and that, you could see. I went to put it on last night. I thought, nah, it's too soon. It's too soon. Then I put it on this morning. I watched it, and you can just see the guy. He's the same as us, man. He's hurt. So who knows? As you say, big performance. He's get ourselves into Europa League. I don't want people to look at the Europa League like it's a Conference League. By the way, still a good competition. Still.
I feel like that's what the level this squad is at, and we've been tested at that level for 3 years now. And I feel that if we get into the Europa League, use that as our catalyst to then maybe, right, we could go all the way to the quarter semi-finals, do better than we did the last couple of seasons. That should be what's in all the players' minds. It shouldn't be, right, I'm not playing Champions League football, so I want to check out of here. Like,
that's what I'm saying. See if that's some of the players' mentality. Well, you can go then, because I just honestly, like you're saying, Europa League, we've beaten Champions League level teams before in that competition. We've done so well in it. So as you're saying, we need to maybe look now to be going a wee bit further in that competition, depending on obviously the draw. But you honestly, as you're saying, mate, I do believe that maybe this squad is a Europa League squad, and the Champions League quality we need to add.
Exactly that.
Who knows? Because you see if we were playing like that against the top opposition, do you know what I mean? Could have ended in a real.
And then you think about Malmö. I didn't think they were great for the 2 legs, and then they had 4 shots, scored 4 goals. That has to be ironed out straight away. Like, that's this kind of stuff. We were confident in our defence last year that we weren't going to lose goals. Now I feel every game we go into, we're going to lose goals. Like, that's big for me. And Gerard obviously said that last season. He was like, right, the defence needs to be shored up. Literally couldn't ever have been better, and this is where we are now. So that will need to be sorted out. But as you say, players, if they don't want to be here because of the competition and stuff like that, they can move on. We'll take the money for them, but it's going to be sad to see some of these players go, because I feel that maybe in the coming weeks it will happen.
I mean, for me, if we're going to lose players, it will be Hingway, because this, as I say, it was special. They've been a special team for us. But who knows, mate? Who knows who's going to leave and what's going to happen? I do honestly think there's something's got to be happening in the back for this, because there's no excuse for me. The fans turned up last night. The fans will always turn up. You'll never need to question the Rangers fans. They'll turn up in their vocal voice. You know what I mean? You'll hear them. As I say, that place, I mean, you were there last night, mate. That place looked like it was jumping again.
No, it was a great experience to be within that environment again. Full house European night. It's never better at Ibrox. Until you look right and you see Derek McInnes is sitting up in the Premier Sports booth, and you're like, oh, why the fuck's this prick here again? But great night. The fans were absolutely buzzing for the full game. Obviously, it took a hit when they went and scored 2 goals, but I still get behind the team. I was still cheering them on. The fans and all that, they're booing the players off the park. Take a fucking look at yourselves as well. Look at what the players have offered you for the past year, and you're going to boo them off after a couple of bad results. Get behind the team, and we'll see where we end up, because Friday is going to be massive now. Everybody kind of looked at it and was like, oh, it's Dunfermline, but this is going to be big to test the players' bottle and their mentality and their confidence at the moment. So I'm looking forward to it. I wasn't last night, obviously, but I'm glad we actually saved it to the morning to do this, because I was livid last night. Probably said some things I would have regretted, but did Fairmont on Friday. So
that's what I'm saying. Look, listen, at the end of the day, we get behind them. No matter what, we get behind them. We support them. You know, as you're saying, what they've offered us and what they've given us when we needed something to escape from what was going on in the world. You know what I mean? Last year, they gave us that. So now it's our turn to give them the support and get right behind them, because as I say, it is a difficult spell, it seems like, at the moment, but I do think we can bounce back and we can go again, man. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful Friday's a turning point. We were hoping last night was going to be, but I'm hoping Friday can be the turning point. And I don't know about you, Jack, but if you want to maybe tell the audience about a wee funny story that happened to you last night, I think it was quite comical, but if you want to share it, that'd be quite funny.
All right, aye. Obviously, the result was as bad as it was. Leaving Ibrox, sitting in the bus, just checking my phone, reading what arseholes are saying on Twitter. Sitting there. You need to get off the bus. The bus is fucking about to blow up. Bus was fucking smoking. If we had went any further, the tyre would have blew up and maybe been on fire. So had to be stranded for half an hour, get another lift home, and then had to drive home. Wasn't in for about midnight. Just had to happen last night, didn't it? And obviously you're sitting at the side of the motorway and you've got your Rangers top on, you've got the fucking bastards beating you. GRS, man. But the way I want to end this episode is I seen a tweet last night which I retweeted, and I thought it was perfect to sort of explain the current situation. We've sold 250,000 replica tops, 60,000 however many season tickets, tickets for last night's game, 30,000 My Jers memberships, places into the Edmondson House and Argyle House and hospitality packages and all that. The fans have done their bit to support this club, and every last penny, in a tough year for a lot of people, have gave every penny to Rangers. It's now their turn to repay us with signings, and I just don't understand how they can say they have no money. Obviously, the hit for the pandemic with no fans was big, but I felt that tweet last night summed the whole situation up quite perfectly.
Spot on. As I've been saying, you can make your wee retro tops and all that. That top doesn't look anything like the one as we were going on about last night. Looks nothing like it. I seen people comparing it to the first bus seats. No, I can't unsee that, to be honest with you. But as I'm saying, you can make all these wee nice kits and things like that. But you need to make the signings. That's the most important thing. I don't want to be like Arsenal and we just make nice kits. What? No. I want to sign players who have potential, Champions League potential. So absolutely. But I tell you what I think the problem is, Jack. There's no Greggy Stewart. That's the problem.
Could be. You take the main guy away and then look what happens to you. No being the same team without Greg Stewart, so he still lives on in our prayers, and I hope he gets a club soon. But it is what it is. I've done all I had to sort of say tonight. I'm now going to put this out of my mind as best I can. No go on Twitter and then look forward to the Dunfermline game on Friday, which hopefully, as we say, we can get a bounce back for. So if you're all right with that, we can round this one up.
Absolutely, mate. Let's round it up.
Aye, thanks for everybody that's listening. Obviously, hit us with your thoughts on Rangers at the moment, what you think's going on. We'll get back to you as well. So if you enjoy the podcast as well, like, subscribe, and we'll see you later.